The bullying of Jon Jones, the Nina drama, or the Michael Chandler controversy, just what was the MMA Guru moment of the year 2024. We're going to be going through some of the highlights over the 12 months that have just been. Of course, now it's 2025. A lot of other people in the MMA community are talking about things like, what was the KO of the year? Who was the UFC fighter of the year? No. We're going to get into some of the big moments that the channel's had over the past 12 months. 2023 was a very big year, okay? At the end of it, we met up with Dricus du Plessis. Throughout it, we had the Ian Gary stuff. We had some other stuff as well. That was the Ariel Helwani destruction was that year. Kind of carried over to this year as well. But this time, we're focusing on 2024 because a lot has happened. Okay? And we're going to start one of the biggest moments that happened in 2024. Jon Jones is Gay Part 1. Jon Jones is Gay, the movie, came out this year. 42 minutes. There's so many others I'm going to go through in today's video, but I just thought I'd, break down some of the moments that happened this year from my side of things. Because you guys just see the camera go black and then the subscribe button pop up at the end of the video. You don't know what goes on once I've posted these videos in my own life. Of course, not a lot goes on. I have no life whatsoever, but I just thought I'd give you some thought process behind it. This was the hit of the year. Okay, now we saw some other MMA media members get voted MMA Journalist of the Year, MMA, Personality of the Year, or whatever they are. I don't know about you guys, but this was perhaps the most important piece of investigative journalism that has ever been done in the MMA community ever before, okay? Now, you can go back in time throughout all of the MMA media members that are going to be up for some kind of award this year. Hofstetter this, so-and-so that, Ariel Helwani's in the mix here. What about Luke Thomas? Nobody pulled out a banger like this, okay? The deeply closeted gay UFC world champion, Jon Jones and the Truth. Now, this, of course, was part of a 3-part series, okay? This was part of a trilogy. This was only Jon Jones is Gay Part 1. We, of course, had Jon Jones is Gay Part 2, where... Ignore some of the thumbnails, guys. Where, Andrew Tate was even involved at one point. We got a response from Jon Jones on Twitter. We also had the Hey Blue Eyes moment, which was Jon Jones is Gay Part 3. I mean, we really went hit for hit throughout this period of time. I think it was about the time of a month since I started making these Jon Jones videos. And boy, were they good. Now, from my perspective, guys, I didn't think that this one would go off the way it did. Now, I had a suspicion because I make videos to intend to go viral within my own community on YouTube. So when I posted a Jon Jones is Gay video, I was like, oh my God, I'm onto something. The world must know about this. This is going to get like 250,000 views. Okay? That was my thought process. Like, oh my God, this is going to go viral. We're going to get 250,000 views on this. And I am very aware that the video is based on me just calling Jon Jones gay over and over again. So when I saw it starting to track towards 1 million views and hit that angle on the analytics, there was a part of me that went, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, no. What have I done? Because I made the video thinking, okay, my community's going to see this. They're going to love it. 200k views, 250, and then it starts taking this angle on the analytics projection page that I have not seen before. And I realized I was on to the video that will be the representation of my channel throughout all time. Okay? If I go up to someone in public and they start asking questions like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a YouTuber. And then they say, oh, what do you do on your channel? What's your channel name? And I say, oh, it's the MMA Guru. And then they look it up and go to most popular videos. This will be the representation for all time. Will be me screaming that Jon Jones is gay over and over again, which he is, by the way. And that was the start of a saga, by the way, that we're going to get into here. So we had all of the Jon Jones evidence. And trust me, it was like I felt like I was coming up with the cure for something. I'm sure Jon Jones often wishes for a cure for something that he has, but it's all good. I was like having eureka moments, like, oh my fucking God, there's no way this has come out as evidence as well. Because we had that. Then we had this one where Tate got involved, and I was like, oh, I'm going to cook Tate as well. You know, Jon Jones responded. There's even more evidence. Then there's the evidence of him like flirting on a gay guy who went on Joe Rogan Experience. And it's just going from bad to worse for Jon Jones over and over and over again. Okay? So we had part 2, part 3. There's also part 4, which I held back on just in case I would need it someday. And maybe one day I will need it. But we'll move on to another topic. That was the whole Jon Jones is gay saga. And then what came after that was the absolute steamrolling of any single time. I can only describe this as the bullying of Jon Jones is what came afterwards. And we're talking gem after gem. Dana White put himself in the crossfire to stop the hatred of Jon Jones. People forget, man. Dana White was not in the mix. It was all Jon Jones videos. And then Dana just put himself in there to take like all of the damage. You know what I mean? And I just ended up making Dana video after Jon Jones's ducking video. And then Aspinall got involved. And Aspinall started saying some things about it. And I'm just, anytime Jones speaks, there's content to be had in my mindset around this time. Okay, this is a good video as well, laughing at UFC fighters leaking their own steroid abuse. And we just had hits. Hits on Jon Jones. Him crying in nearly every fucking thumbnail. Look at the thumbnails I'm doing. Jones's mugshot, him crying, Dana White dying in hospital in one of them as well. There was this that was pretty good as well. Dana White delusional, Tom Aspinall doesn't deserve anything. And then it turned into the Tom Aspinall campaign. Because Dana White was going so above and beyond to defend Jon Jones that he started to just started to trash Tom Aspinall as like a coping mechanism as for why Jon Jones should not be trashed. So Dana started just saying, no, he doesn't deserve anything that he's getting right now. And then he started getting bullied at the MMA Media Day. And then there was even the Tom Aspinall interview that we did. No one knows what was going on there. I was trying to book it the whole week with Tom Aspinall. I was waking up early to sync up with him on US time. That's how bad my sleep schedule was throughout this time. And no joke, Aspinall, I don't fucking forgive you for this because I could have been so much more productive during the Jones fight week. Aspinall is like messaging me and then a few hours before the interview's about to go down, it's the UFC have just sprung this media day on me or something like that. And then Aspinall earlier this year as well. This is after the Jon Jones is gay stuff. He starts joining in, you know what I'm saying? Then we get the chant going at the press conference. 2024 was a good year for these moments. You know? Dana's meltdowns over and over again. I posted this one just a few days ago. And it's just Dana White, even if he didn't mean to, because allegedly he is aware of me, Dana White handed me so many gems this year, and that calls an end to the Jon Jones is gay saga. Now, is there a part of me that was terrified as to how viral that was going when I first posted it? Yes, but it needed to be done. One other thing that's very important to mention about the Jon Jones is gay stuff that I don't think I've ever spoken about in a video. If you go to the UFC 300 countdown video, and maybe even the UFC 299 one, you'll notice that I'm in the countdowns, okay? I'm going to give you guys a wild guess as to why I was no longer in the countdowns after a while. But I was in the countdowns for 300 and 299, and I had some like back and forth with a UFC staff member earlier this year. I literally had back and forth with a UFC staff member that was saying, we're going to have you in them moving forwards. So they every month a pay-per-view came out, they would message me and go, is it okay to use this clip from this part of your channel? We want to put it in the countdown video. And I said yes. And then they put me on the UFC 300 one. And I'm not kidding. Within weeks, I had dropped this video. This was the risk, okay? I was in cahoots with the UFC. They were starting to put me in countdowns and promos and all of this and all of that. And I dropped this just weeks after. They put me in one of the promos. And then suspiciously, I was in no more promos. And I've never heard from that UFC staff member since. It's fair to say the relationship between me and the UFC in 2024 has been well and truly severed, okay? Because I remember then they went on to like call out content creators that were trashing UFC 300, and they intentionally didn't put me in there, even though I was one of the leading factors of that. So the relationship between me and the UFC is quite, the bridge has well and truly been set aflame and burned. That will never happen because of what I did, okay? And I'm very aware that I'm to blame for that. What was this one as well? Dana betrays Jon. And we're getting hits on this. This was a true, it was like a take the whole community unanimously agreed upon. That was just, it needed to be said. We needed to start the campaign. And hopefully, from all the campaigning us as a community have done, we'll now see the Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall video. But when I first posted it and I saw it going viral, I did go, oh, fuck. I'm fucked. I don't know if you guys are aware of some of the UK law, but I really thought I was done after that. So it was very, it all worked out in the end, you guys. I'm still free, as you can be over here. What else happened this year? Oh, yeah, McGregor's situations that he got into. I think Nina Drama's thing is up here as well. Red flags. This is all the McGregor highlights of the year, and this is just kind of a sad one. We had some gems of videos here. Red flags. Conor McGregor hypnotized by alcohol mid-interview. We also had the court case stuff, which again, I was terrified about making at the time, but I did pretty well. Then we had the McGregor coked up, which was like eerily just a few weeks before all of these massive allegations came back and the court case came back. I was literally like, dude, he's losing his mind on cocaine. He's off the fucking rails. And then we get this situation just shortly afterwards as well. So it was almost eerie how that one went about. But that was McGregor's 2024 contributions to the MMA community. Thanks for that, Connor. A lot of content there, I guess. Good old 3 videos. Still waiting on that comeback, mate. It's all good, though. What else happened this year? The Duplessis saga. I nearly died during this. This was the Duplessis saga. A lot has gone on. King of Africa. I should have found the thumbnail of the one that is ammunition for Dricus Duplessis, because within that video, I told him to bring up the dog thing at the underdog line. I don't know if he ended up using it. Maybe he'll let me know. But I remember saying in the video called Ammunition for Dricus Duplessis, I said, dude, when they mention that he's an underdog, say nobody said anything about dogs. I literally said that in the video, and he goes on and says it on the stage. And I am so annoyed by this because I put so much effort into the exposing of Adesanya. And these are just some from this year, but the dog stuff was last year as well. But, Usman had a meltdown after the fight happened. He wasn't too happy with it. I ended up interviewing Dricus Duplessis, which was a fighter interview that we'll get to some of towards the end of the video. But, I mean, we had so many moments, Here's him coping after a loss here. We'll get to the... That was a gem as well. Hang on a second. But, yeah, the Adesanya stuff was big this year. I wish I would have been healthy for this fight week because he cried. Adesanya cried, and my reaction, I think, was, oh my God, he's crying, because I was so ill. I wish I could have been hysterically, evilly laughing, watching the press conference live. I didn't even get to do a press conference reaction video to that. That hurts me this year. Sure, it added to the storyline. Oh, MMA Guru's in hospital. Is he going to make it to the Duplessis-Adesanya fight? And then I do, and I leave the hospital early and lie about how I'm feeling to them and get home. And I'm there just in time, right in front of the screen for the main card, and I see Duplessis defeat Israel Adesanya. Was it a crazy historic moment? Yes, I just wish I could have put the pedal to the metal that week and went all in. All in with the Adesanya stuff. But that was a good moment. That was a real gem. And honestly, I know I don't want to put my life on the line for MMA results. But I'll be real, if he would have lost to Adesanya, I don't know if I'm still making content. I'm just going to keep it real, okay? Now, there's another fight that is heavily... if Aspinall gets destroyed by Jones and fraud checked, I may have to quit MMA YouTube forever, but that's all good. We had some other gems this year. Let me talk about the DC one. I already revealed it. Daniel Cormier. He's fat. I just made videos calling DC fat. And I would say this is the defense era of Daniel Cormier. They were bullying him during the build-up of the Jones fight week, and he had to do all these humiliating things. And then this was me sticking up for him about the fact that he's, I don't know if you guys have heard, but I think at this point he's about 5'1", 550 pounds. And it was just, I had to step in, I had to do my part. And this was like my Good Samaritan thing of the year. Okay? So we'll also move on from that as well. But that was something where I was like, okay, now I'm going to give back to the community. I'm going to, for no benefit of my own, save a man's life. And hopefully the message just got across to DC that we do want him to continue being on this earth. We had some UFC fighter interviews this year. We had MMA guru Darren Till, MMA guru Paddy Pimblett. This was crazy to me. This is a new thing. I know I flew to South Africa and I met DDP in person, but this was kind of crazy this year. The Darren Till stuff, the Paddy Pimblett stuff, then the Drickus interview that we got. This is a second one. I, of course, posted the video meeting them lot in South Africa after December, in January of 2024. The Covington interview, which has now led to some drama, of course. Renato Moicano called me out on UFC broadcast this year. We've had a lot of fighter interactions. And by the way, Money Moicano, what a fucking year. Are we being real? What an absolutely crazy year. Start of the year, he calls me out after beating Drew Dober. Crazy good moment. Viral. Love it. Amazing stuff. Thank you for acknowledging me on UFC broadcast. Then he does what he does against Jalen Turner. And he wins, and the allegiance is formed between us, and we do more interviews and stuff. I think there was another interview of Money Moicano's here. So this was another moment of the year with Money Moicano, where we actually went on his channel and talked about things as well. And that got some good views. Money Moicano really made his claim this year at 155. That was a big highlight. Called me out. We did the interviews. I did more interviews of Money Moicano as well. But I just thought I'd include this one. And then he beat Jalen Turner. Then he just did what he did to Benoit Saint-Denis. Now he's looking for a fight in January 2025, coming up in a few weeks' time. Money Moicano could go from not zero, but basically unranked to title elimination bouts within the space of a calendar year. And I don't think anyone's fighter profile has taken off the way his has. There's probably a few others, but Moicano's definitely a front runner in that category. So we'll move on from these moments. Just a couple fighter interviews that I had. No, I'm burping. No big deal. Then we had this. Oh, this was the actual Money Moicano interview. But we had collaborations with Demetrius Johnson. I mean, did somebody say the highest viewed collaboration in the existence of DJ's channel? I don't know if anyone said that. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Who knows? We had the O'Malley collab. And, let's not forget the absolute disaster that was the O'Malley beat Merab video. That was a crazy moment this year. The video stands to be true, okay? But I should have gone about it a very different way. One, I shouldn't have collabed with O'Malley a week before posting that fucking video. Or 2 weeks before, whatever it was. Two, I should have titled it very differently and had a completely different energy going into the video. What should have happened is, I did title it. I titled the video, O'Malley destroyed Merab and this is proof. What I should have done is O'Malley delusional? Did he really win 3 rounds against Merab? As a question. And I should have been questioning the whole thing throughout the video. But instead, I had a eureka moment watching back the fight at about 5 a.m. my time. And just thought, oh my fucking God, I've got another massive thing I need to share. O'Malley was robbed. It was the dumbest thing I've done. But sometimes we take an L this year. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? What was this one as well? Oh, this was the intervention. Would this year have been this year without Schmitty? Schmitty made this year massive. Schmitty did, in fact, make this year massive. 2024, this was the intervention of Schmitty. Where is Schmitty, dude? He kind of fell off. Another meltdown is needed. It's been months. What do you think we're here for? Okay? I need another emotional meltdown. But now O'Malley's podcast is over. So I don't know if we're going to be getting any more Schmitty moments moving forward, which is the true sorrow of 2024. We've also got the Nina drama thing. Now, I've seen all of MMA Twitter is currently going after her as well. Because she's just, instead of spending time with her family over Christmas and New Year's, she is like, MMA Twitter's so mad. And she's just like flaunting bikini pictures and shit of herself on a platform that she knows is accessible to 13-year-olds, that she knows are her fans as well. So it's one of those morally thing. It's kind of a morally ambiguous thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how anyone would ever side with her, but, you know, there are some losers out there that I literally see people in her comments like, looking fantastic, you're the best we've ever had in MMA. And it's just like, ugh. I hover over the profile pic and I'm like, oh, I get it. Yuck. You know what I'm saying? It is a bit tough. But, hey, Nina Drama got cooked this year, I think. Rolled and smoked. Destroyed. I remember the UFC put up an IG post. All the comments were about MMA Guru fucking destroyed you. This was a great one. I thought this was a great one because this, of course, I called a fat woman fat. And that's a no-no around Nina Drama, remember, guys. So I'm glad Nina Drama will never laugh at a fat joke ever again because it's just not funny. Okay? It's not like she interviewed Jon Jones for the fucking... That was crazy as well because I said, you're going to interview Jon Jones. In this video, I was talking about that. You're trashing me saying I'm scum of the earth. You're going to interview a wife beater in a few months. So watch it. And then what do you know? Who was interviewing Jon Jones for UFC 309 or whatever it was? Right there doing as she's told. We move on to another moment this year. I stand by this. This is the Chandler saga, I guess we can call it. Where's the, is there a video I have of the impressions? Not yet. Okay, we'll leave it for now. I think that's the Schmitty one I just uncovered. There's a few moments. I've done the DC one twice, I guess. But, I stand by the... Listen, guys. A lot of people are telling me, dude, make your most regretted videos and, like, put the Chandler one in there. I fucking don't regret a thing. It's creepy and weird, and I stand by that. And nobody likes that because they've met him in real life and they're shaking hands with him and they're not just going to go against that because they've met him. I'm sure he's really nice. I'm sure you've shook his hand and he's been really polite and he's trained with you a few times. People are never going to be on my team about this. I think he's an absolute creep. And I did say that it's Get Out Part 2 and Jordan Peele should write a film about the Chandlers moving forward. I feel like it could be his next horror thing beyond Get Out. And then, of course, I did the impression of him and his kids, and he hated it. And that was another moment. Nina Drama jumped in on that one as well. I've got the vultures circling above, okay? Any move I make, any wrong step, I stand by the Chandler stuff. I don't regret it. There's some creepy shit going on, and I did my research, and I stand by that, okay? Don't ever make me clarify things on a podcast, DJ. We can move past this seamlessly and agree to disagree, okay? It's uncomfortable to clarify reasoning, but there are reasons, and if you know, you know. We move on. This one did crazy good this year. This was a gem of the year. Anthony Smith's delusion was truly unanimously felt amongst everyone on YouTube. Beyond the MMA community, 454,000 views. This is year one of Chael Sonnen making his YouTube channel views. Okay, back when he was the big Don in town. Okay, crazy. I don't know how this one did so well, but I guess it was people resonated with the idea that Smith was absolutely delusional and needed a reality check. And Dillashaw was the reasoning for that. So this is now my third most viewed video. And I did not expect it to be whatsoever. So that was a pretty good one. Schmier. Schmier. He made 2024 massive. He really did. And I'm so glad he broke his stoicism to, like, bless us with the gems that he gave us. Some of that stuff will live on forever. You know? Schmitty jokes will be made forever moving forwards. They might die down. They might die down in terms of relevance. But next O'Malley press conference, there will be a top comment saying that Schmitty made it massive. And this led to a lot. You know, I ended up having an intervention with Schmier at one point. Apparently, I'm supposed to fight the fucking guy when I go to America. So that's going to happen at some point in 2025, I'm assuming. But yeah, Schmitty had a real... Dude, Schmitty was the hero of the year. I was talking about Moicano earlier, and Jon Jones used this. But Schmitty was the fighter of the year. And that was a huge saga. The whole Schmitty loses his stoicism moment. Very rare for Schmitty to do, but he lost his stoicism at one point, which was just bizarre because we'd never seen him lose it before. DC's fat. I've already done the DC is fat one. I think these are just random. This is the UFC impressions. I thought this was good. It did well. I thought I uncovered the Bobby Green impression that was pretty solid. You know what I mean? That was a hidden one that came out in this video. And of course, the Chandler interactions were stemmed from the impression video that we did. We've had so many moments this year, man. It's been a good time. UFC 300 prediction video. An hour-long prediction video for early prelim fights. 231k views. What's going on the channel, guys? I'm uncomfortable with how much we've grown. It really is worrying. What are these moments here? Chris Weidman eye poke situation. God, a lot has happened, huh? A lot has happened. Everyone rallied to defend him in the MMA media. We had to fucking shut that shit down immediately. What else? Oh, yeah, Marab and Mark Goddard going after me. Hey, buddy. Oi, it's over. Brendan Schaub cooking Nate Diaz and weighing in. Oh, my God, this was an underrated moment. Josh Thompson's fucking face playing such an obvious joke on his fucking phone is maybe one of the funniest moments of the year for me. How pretending he was to be shocked and not okay with that was so fucking pathetic and funny. That might be the moment of my year. I laughed about that non-stop. Him pulling this face while I'm just saying the most baseline. That would be inoffensive in a South Park episode. You know what I mean? And Thompson is losing his mind over it. Crazy. That was another moment of the year. Dana White being cooked. Oh my God, this is the Demetrius Johnson thing. DJ got a video out of this. This is the video here, actually. DJ got a video out of this and it went crazy. I think one of the shorts on it nearly has 1 million views. So that was big. You know, that we called out Dana. I spent a long time looking through some old interviews for moments of Dana White contradicting himself during the DJ moment, because a lot of people hear about the Demetrius Johnson, Dana White stuff, and because it was so long ago, the important details are forgotten. The things that were said are forgotten. There's just a general narrative that DJ was undervalued by the UFC, so he left. And there was a lot more moving parts there. There were a lot more techniques used by the UFC to try and sort of trick the UFC fan base with being A-okay with seeing DJ leave. I had to go through some things, okay? And that was very worth it, even though it took me a long time to do. And then there's this moment, Ariel Helwani folded this year at the start of the year. This was tough because Ariel's never truly bounced back from this. That needs to be mentioned. Ariel caught on a phone call. Don't know if you guys have seen this. I've put his face over J. Cole here, just for, you know, because that was relevant at the time. I think he, like, pulled out of a beef with Kendrick or some shit. I think I called him Jew Cole a few times in the video. But he was cornered in the middle of an interview by some guy explicitly asking him about the MMA guru. And he absolutely folded and sounded like he was about to cry. So that was a great moment. We destroyed Ariel. Jon Jones is gay. DJ allegiance. Tom Aspinall allegiance. Did I mention Jon Jones is gay? I don't think I mentioned it enough. And that was this year. What a crazy year it's been. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I need a poo. To be honest with you, I'm losing motivation to, like, do content in general. I don't know how I'm going to top this in 2025. That's the problem. I have no idea what I'm going to do in 2025. So I'll have to figure it out. Maybe more real life content. But I don't know if I can have a year of terror. I think this will forever go down as the year that everything changed. You know? 2024 might just be the year where I'll never recreate this year. I don't know how. Accidentally, things just fell into my lap. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I'm sure an excuse that Jon Jones used a lot of the Diddy parties. But either way, I just feel like gems were falling out of the sky this year for me to utilize. And now it can never be the same. You know? So I don't know how I'm going to... do 2025, but I'll figure something out. Maybe leave some suggestions below. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Toodle pip. I'll see you later. Here's to a good 2025, I guess. Goodbye.